What is going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be going over some of the things I wish I knew when I started calisthenics. Now, I've been doing it for about 6 weeks, and I think I said in the last video that my target was to do a good muscle up and a handstand push-up. Now, I don't want to blow my own trumpet, but I did do a handstand push-up. I did, yeah. I thought there was going to be some celebrations there, but there wasn't. Yeah, so I did that. It's not perfect. I mean, I can't do it every single time, but that's why we work on it. So I'm going to show you some of the things that I wish I did when starting calisthenics, especially when it comes to like warming up muscles, because I've got a bit of a elbow thing at the minute, probably not from warming up properly. So let's get straight into it. First of all, your wrists. We're going to want to warm them up properly. So a lot of the wrist stuff you're going to do is going to be on the floor, and it's basically just about applying pressure to your wrists in order to warm them up, because a lot of the movements you do have a lot of pressure on your wrists, especially when you do like handstands and stuff. Even still with like muscle ups, you get a lot of pressure in your wrist, especially if you do it like I do, where you don't actually rotate your hand over the bar and you just keep it like this. Keep your hands like that, and then you're doing a muscle up, you end up pushing like that, and it hurts your wrist. I'm still working on getting my hand over. I don't know what it is, can't do it. First movement we want to get into is a kind of push-up position. I think it's called a pseudo push-up. So normal push-up position, but you're just gonna walk your feet forwards a bit, so you've got a bit more pressure on your wrist. And what you want to do is you want to, from your normal press position, push even further so your shoulders open up. So from your normal push-up position, you're gonna walk your feet forwards so you've got some pressure on your wrists, and then you're just gonna push even further up so your shoulders roll forwards, so you get a big stretch in your back, and you're gonna press from there. It's a lot harder than a normal push-up. There's other push-up variations you can do. I actually don't know what this push-up variation is called, but you got your hands further out in front of you. It might be a commando push-up, I'm not too sure. But instead of pressing up like a normal push-up, you're coming down onto your elbows and back up. And obviously, while doing this, you want to continue to get to that position, and it's called protraction. I don't want to throw all these big words at you that most people don't even know what they are, because that's what a lot of people do in the fitness industry. They throw these big words at you because you know you don't know it or know what it means. I'm not that guy. I'll just keep it in simple terms. You want your shoulders to do that. You want your back to open up, your shoulders to be closer to the floor than a normal push-up position. Basically, you're pushing your body so far away that your back has to open up. Another way of warming up your wrists, simple rotation. So bring your body further in front of your wrists, and you're just gonna rotate around. You might want to even bring your hands closer together. I'm just gonna do some simple rotations, applying pressure the whole way around your wrist. And then from there, you're gonna turn your hands all the way around. Now this position is not very comfortable, and it won't be for a lot of people. I can't even get my hand fully round. But from there, it's basically like pulling back, and you're just gonna, you don't want to excessively pull back because you're probably gonna injure yourself. So you just rock them back slightly in order to feel a stretch on your wrist, and then rock forward again. Rock and hold, and then again with your rotations. Both ways. Oh, sorry, I'm farting. Now, there's multiple ways of warming your wrists up. I don't know necessarily whether this will benefit you, but I use parallels when I do my handstands. I just feel like it's probably easier than doing it on your hands because there's less pressure on your wrists, but you also get the pressure on the sides of your wrists from moving forwards and backwards in order to balance yourself. That's the way that was up above. So I tend to just rock my fists backwards and forwards in order to warm them up properly. But again, you can do this on a bar, and I'll show you that now. So another way you can warm up your wrists, and obviously when you're doing things like muscle ups, handstands, you got to ease your way into it. Don't do what I did and just jump into handstands. You can probably do something that will help you get to a handstand. There are steps to take. That's probably the reason why my elbow's sore, because I didn't take them. But another way of warming up your wrists, I got shown this, so I like to do it. You're just gonna grab your bar as far as you can, and all you do is lean away from one of your wrists, and you'll feel it pulling on that wrist. And then you're gonna rock to the other way. And off. And then from there, you just got simple wrist rotations. Get those fluids going. Now, when I started calisthenics, I said I wanted to do handstand push-ups and I wanted to do a sick muscle up, like with ease. I feel like because I've not done certain things on the build-up to that, my muscle up's kind of gone like that. Whereas I could do it 4 reps easy, now it's getting harder, but I have put 5 kilo on, so that's probably adds to it. But things you can do when you're starting out in order to get better in your handstands and your handstand push-up or pike push-ups. Now you'll see a lot of people do the pike push-up, and it's just, the pike push-up will be this. Now I'm not saying that that's wrong, but there's bits that you leave it on the table in order to get your pike push-up perfect, or I wouldn't say perfect, better, and help you with your handstands and stuff. You want to come over your hands, and you're pushing down, and as you push up, all the way up. And the reason that's going to help is because that's the position you're going to be in for a handstand push-up. When you're not going straight down and your arms are going out, your arms, when you come into a push-up, will go behind your body, which means if you're in a straight line, you're going to start curving like that in order to actually get lower to the floor. So when you want to press, automatically your press is going to push you that way. So you need to be able to come down but keep your legs over your head, so you stay balanced all the way through the movement. God, I'm out of breath. So when I'm starting to do handstands and handstand push-ups, I'll do a couple of sets of pike push-ups first. I'll do all my warm-up wrist movements, and even some dips. Because even though you might not think it, all the muscles do get incorporated in when you're doing handstand push-ups. So like muscles in your back, shoulders obviously, and then you'll feel it in your triceps as well. That's probably an area that I don't warm up enough when I'm doing this, because obviously you're pressing from this position. You're gonna feel it in your triceps, because especially from when your arms are bent, in order to get you out of this hole, your triceps need to fire to get you that initial push, and then pushing through your shoulders. Well, what we're gonna do from here is we're gonna go into our handstands. I'm gonna use the wall. As I said before, I use parallels when I do my handstands. I feel like it's a lot easier on my wrists and I get more control. You don't have to use these. I just think they're a great tool to use, as everything in the gym is a tool to use at your disposal. You can get cheap versions of these, or you can buy them, like those ones. They'll set you back probably about, I think they're all 60 quid. You can obviously get cheaper ones, but I'm not going to tell you to buy the cheap ones. I don't know how reliable they are. These are solid. Little pro tip. What I've figured in calisthenics is shoes are your worst enemy. So take your shoes off. You don't need them. The easiest way to start on your handstand is to actually do a handstand. Obviously you're not going to take this much distance from the wall when you're first starting. This is because I can actually get into a handstand and then hold it for a bit. When you're first starting, you might want to be this close to the wall, because obviously you do need that space in order to come away from the wall as well. And when you are starting off, maybe you want to kick up, keep one foot on the wall, and then practice where you balance this with one foot, and then switch feet. So you can then go, right, okay, that's where the center of balance is. And then when you're confident enough, you slowly bring your feet away. Don't kick away, because you're just going to kick yourself straight over. So slowly bring your feet away to that balance point. Hold as long as you can. Come down. Do like 4 or 5 sets of it. Go home. That's it. You don't need to spend too much time doing it. So there are other movements that you can look up on the internet. Probably some calisthenics guru out there can do them all, but I can't do them yet, so I will do a video on them when I can do it. But for now, I'll just show you my handstand push-up. Like, you don't have to be that wide, but that's just comfortable for me, you know, to do a press. Because if you think about it, it's kind of like an overhead press, but you can just overhead press in your whole body. Yes, handstand push-up. I have been lower before. I have kissed the floor, but like I said, bit of an elbow injury, probably shouldn't be doing. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll do another video like all the movements at a later date, but that was just a quick one that I thought people might enjoy. So don't forget to hit like, comment and subscribe. Peace.